Hello everybody and welcome to the best of 2011 with me, Insane Spyro. And I know it's now 2012 and this video seems late, but I was away on vacation over Christmas, so I only just managed to get back like a day ago, and I've been putting this video together for today, but I'll talk more about that in the vlog video that will come after the 3 parts of this, which will contain like stuff to do with 2012 and my vacation and a lot of other things which I need to tell you about. So let's get started, shall we? Best 2D indie game. The Binding of Isaac. There were a lot of good 2D indie games across the course of 2011, like Jamestown and what's it called? The Bastion. But this year, I think that The Binding of Isaac gets the award. Quite simply because of the random chance of the game, where you can either get great items like Robo Baby and Mum's Knife, which you can see here, which is basically insanely overpowered and can destroy everything, or you could end up with a really crappy build, where you get all the worst items, and you have to try and fight against all odds and try and beat the game, although it's probably impossible with the setup you've got. So because of the random nature of it, it makes the game so much fun, and the replay value, obviously because you want to keep collecting all the items and seeing all the different builds you get, gives it thumbs up from me. So the winner of 2011's 2D indie game, Binding of Isaac. Best 3D indie game. Minecraft. I mean, for me, I don't see how it could not be, because I think I've only ever played one 3D indie game, which is Minecraft. But Minecraft is still the people's choice of the year anyway, because there are so many things with Minecraft which you can do. I mean, you can build a world, and that can be as infinite as you want, as you can see here. There's also AdventureCraft, which is an add-on to this, where you can build a world for other people to play the adventure, or you can go on an adventure through dungeons where you can gain new items and so on. And also, all of the different modifications people have added to it, like the My Little Pony mod, which changes your character from a human into a pony, or I think there's a dragon mod like that as well. All of the different nitro mods, the different texture packs, because there's so much variety to Minecraft. Minecraft definitely gets the best 3D indie game. Best value for money. The Binding of Isaac. Although me myself, I cannot play much Binding of Isaac because my laptop can't handle it, there is a Let's Player on YouTube called Northern Lion. I'll link you to his channel below, and he paid $5 for The Binding of Isaac. Obviously it's different in England, but he paid $5 for The Binding of Isaac, and currently he has got around, could be a little bit less, could be a little bit more, but he has got around 90 hours worth of play out of The Binding of Isaac. Now, to me, that's proof enough to me that The Binding of Isaac clearly gets the best value for money game of the year. Because I think, working it out, $5 divided by 90 hours equals about 6 cents an hour. Best adventure game. Skyrim. Skyrim certainly is the best adventure game this year, simply because it makes you feel like you are on a real adventure. The world is that vast, there's so much in it to explore. I mean, literally, I know people like Betsy and Waz who have been playing for 70 hours plus, and we're still only level 20, maybe 25, and we still got infinite amounts of stuff to explore. And just for the fact of how vast it is, how much stuff there is in it, and the fact that you can customize your character to be like a wizard or a warrior or a thief, depending on the skills you unlock, gives you such variety. It certainly makes it the best adventure game of 2011. Best first person shooter. Duke Nukem Forever. Once again, I'm going to defend Duke Nukem. Duke Nukem Forever gets the best 2011 first-person shooter, quite simply just because of all of the set pieces you can mess with, making the game so varied and fun. And I've played other games and watched Let's Plays, and it's like Call of Duty, it's brown and grey, you shoot people. Modern Warfare, it's brown, grey, you shoot people. Duke Nukem Forever, it's brown, grey, you shoot people, and oh my god, I'm now pissing in the toilet. What, I can pick shit up out of the toilet and throw it at the wall? Now I'm drawing a cock on the whiteboard? So that's why Duke Nukem gets the best first-person shooter, because you don't have to go shoot people if you don't want to. You can spend 2 hours drawing cocks on a whiteboard and just laughing at it. Best platformer: Super Mario 3D Land. Being on the 3DS, you not only have to jump left and right, but you have to also jump forwards and towards the screen. This makes for a fun, interesting, and sometimes even challenging platformer, because when you are jumping towards the screen, you can't always see the platform, and sometimes you have to take a leap of faith. Sometimes you make it, sometimes you don't. With this mechanic in play, this makes Super Mario 3D Land the best platformer of 2011. Best remake/reboot: Rayman Origins. Now that Rayman's got rid of those raving rabbits, he's certainly returned to his former glory. Rayman Origins captures everything that the first game had, while adding in some new little things to bring a fresh twist to the original concept. You start off in World 1 walking through the Dream Forest, then you move on to flying through the skies of the Dream Forest in World 1 on the Mosquito, while collecting lums from Rayman 2, which is the added twist, and then you move on to World 2, which is Bandland from the original. The twist being that you are on a giant flute snake type thing, and you've got to avoid the obstacles that are coming at you, like that water which would shoot you off the edge, and then birds which were going to kill you. So Rayman Origins certainly gets the best remake/reboot for capturing everything the original did, while adding a nice fresh twist to the game. Best sandbox game: Minecraft. Basically, how can it not be the best sandbox game, because it is the ultimate sandbox. You've got unlimited space, and if you're in create mode, unlimited resources to build whatever your imagination can come up with, like these two giant houses here, while at the same time also going on a bit of an adventure by slaying zombies, skeletons, spiders, creepers, and all of the other evil things of the nether that come at you. So there's not really a lot more I can say to that, except Minecraft is the ultimate sandbox creation game with adventure elements in it, making Minecraft the best sandbox game. Best cinematic: Assassin's Creed Revelations. This has actually been voted on as well by both me and my friend Hip Hop Bets V1 or JB, and we have not seen cinematics that can rival Assassin's Creed Revolutions in the past year, quite simply because look at that, the graphics look so real. And we would like to know this: is that graphics, or is that actually someone in like Ezio's cloak climbing that mountain? Look at that mountain, that looks like it's actually filmed, really. So Assassin's Creed Revelations certainly gets the best cinematics just because it looks so real. Best soundtrack: Skyrim. There are a lot of great soundtracks across the course of 2011. You have the Assassin's Creed, Rayman Origins, although the soundtrack's more fun. But in the end, it was pipped at the post in December by Skyrim. Just because I personally want to go onto YouTube or somewhere and download the songs from Skyrim. That's how good the orchestral music is. Like when you're fighting the dragons. Oh, I love the theme tune when you're fighting the dragons. And the music always blends nicely into whatever you're doing. Like right now I'm walking down a road, nice and peaceful, listening to the sound of the water. Then when you start fighting a dragon, music goes crazy, all of the big trumpets and everything from the orchestra. So Skyrim gets best soundtrack of the year. Best innovation of technology. Skylanders, Spyro's Adventure. I'll be pretty much covering this more in depth on the review coming out 3 days time. But the Portal of Power is such great technology because it's so young and you've got so much room to advance. Like right now, you can only train Spyro and his friends up to level 10. So maybe we can have some add-ons to the Portal of Power to train them up further, or you can, a good idea, Pokemon, you could make all 600 figures. You want to train Reshiram up, you put Reshiram on the portal. You want to have a battle with your friends, you take your portal around your friend's house, you put the toys on the portal. So Skylanders is the best innovation of technology because the Portal of Power has so much room for advancement and can provide so many options for things that can be done in the future. Best use of a game. Minecraft. There have been a lot of interesting uses for games and their technologies this year, like Skylanders, but the best use for a game goes to Minecraft for the interesting way it's being used, which is, basically it's being used by architectures and builders. So a builder will come to a guy and say, oh, what do you want me to build? And then the architecture will log on to Minecraft and say, I want you to build this. This is how I want the outside to look, and this is how I want the inside to look. Obviously we want some of these corners rounded, but this is basically what I envision as what I want you to build. And I find that really interesting because just something as simple as a little construction game or a sandbox game is being used by big businesses and architectures to actually design how they want their buildings to look, which is why Minecraft gets the best use of a game. Landscapes and vistas. Skyrim. Originally this was going to go to Assassin's Creed Revelations because Assassin's Creed is really nice with all of its towns and cities up in that snowy mountain. But then in December it was pipped to the post by Skyrim, which its vast world is just so beautiful and nice to walk around, and the way that everything's been made, it makes you want to play on just to see how many more different vistas there are to see. Like at the moment we can see a castle in the mountains, but then what's beyond that mountains? What happens when you stand on top of the mountain and look down into a valley? So Skyrim looks very nice and got the Best Landscape Award. And there you go. That is the first part of the Best of 2011. Join me in part 2 where I will be revealing some of the most challenging levels and puzzles of 2011, along with my own personal Game of the Year. So I'll see you in part 2.